We're talking about Bill Staten, better known as Weenie Beenie, and I'm talking to his daughter, and I have a couple little stories I like to talk about. One morning, like 10:30 in the morning, I showed up at the Q Club in Johnson City, and your father was gambling with someone, and he came up to me, he said, "Danny," he said, "I got a headache." He said, "Can you go get me aspirin somewhere?" So I left and I went and got aspirins. I came back, everybody was gone. I said, "The game ended and they all left already?" They just started. What happened was, they got your father, threw him in a car, took him to the woods, and tied him to a tree and robbed him.
Is that true? Wow.
Oh, you didn't know that one?
I didn't know.
Johnson
Wow.
City. But anyway, another little story that, because we gambled a lot. You know, it had nothing to do with friendship and all that. We gambled. So I'm playing him at Jack and Jill, 33 hours. And I'm ahead like 6,400.
Are you playing my dad now?
Yeah,
or you're playing
yeah,
okay.
I'm playing him. And I got him stuck 6,400, playing 33 hours. I'm getting a little woozy, but also this cute little girl came in and sat down, and I started talking to her and everything, and she wanted to go off, you know. So I went to your father, I said, "Beanie, we played 33 hours. That's long enough for someone to win." I said, "But I'm tired now, and I want to run off with this little girl." I said, "I'll leave the money up, and we'll start again tomorrow." He said, "I'll never play you again. I'll never play you again." And of course, he did play me again, but I did run off with the girl. You know, we were at many tournaments together, of course. Johnson City was like 28 days, you know, and we became like family, all the guys. It's not like that nowadays, but over the years, you know, we gambled a lot. We didn't party that much because your father wasn't much of a partier or a drinker or anything. But we all miss him. We all miss him. He was a class act for the game. You know, I mean, he represented us on talk shows, as you probably know, and he's probably the only one who could have done it right. You know. But we all miss him. We all miss him. Spared you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I was
probably
just a
spared
little
you
girl.
guys. Yeah.
So you got loose, and what did you do? Walk back to town?
He got a ride some way or another, and he got back, and he looked a little bit unraveled.
I'm sure.
You know? But,
Wow.
you know, whenever that happens, you're lucky they didn't kill you.
No kidding.
Because robbery, armed robbery, and killing a person are like the same charge. That's silly. That's silly. So anytime they do that, they usually kill the person. But apparently he didn't recognize anybody, so he was safe.
Yeah. Okay. About the holdup from my dad.
A lot of things we say about Johnson City, but you know, I don't want to get Joanne mad.
Yeah.
You know how that works. There were 10 girls to every man.
Oh.
So when the tournament showed up,
Yeah.
they loved it.
Yeah, I
They
bet.
loved it, you know. And there's other things to say, but Joanne Janska wouldn't love. Of course, she was the prettiest one there anyway. But
All right.
we always say that, you know, I came from Florida, Ronnie Allen from California, Ed Kelly from Vegas, and when we first got there, the girls didn't look too good.
Mm-hmm.
But after 10 days,
Yeah.
they got prettier.
That's right. Hang on.
Big family in Johnson City.
I know.
You know, around here, they're cold. They might not even say hello to you walking by them. You know, it's not the same.
No, I know.
The players were way more colorful in those days.
Right.
Not even close. Not even close. And of course, Johnson City, that was special because it was in the middle of nowhere. Unbelievable that, you know, everybody came from everywhere, and it was centrally located. So what would happen is people coming from California had certain routes. I came from Florida, certain routes. From the north, certain, And what I'm saying about the routes is we all had spots. You know what spots are? Oh, you really were away from him. Yeah. Spots are places, pool rooms, where there's a sucker or two that's going to gamble. See? So we would trade spots. You know what I mean? I came from Florida. I would tell people, go to Quincy, and there's a guy named Crooked Arm Jimmy, and you know, and what day to go, when he gets paid, what he wants to play, and we had all notes all over the country.
It was easy then because there was no video,
media,
no pictures, no nothing.
Now they know you.
Coming.
They know you everywhere. Magazines, television. You cannot sneak up on anybody anymore. They're all smarter.
Yep.
And the young players now know how to quit. You know, when I was younger, I made a game, and if I was losing, I went broke. They know how to, we call it pulling up. They know how to pull up, and they know where the rack is. You know, where to hang your cue and quit. And they're way smarter, young people. And there's a zillion of them. They play good, too. Animals.
Tell me all the names of the people. Dad said everybody's got a
nickname,
which is so curious.
We had all different kind of animals. You know, we had Squirrel, Marshall Carpenter from Tuscaloosa. He was Tuscaloosa Squirrel.
I remember
For
him.
10 years, you wouldn't even know his real name was Marshall Carpenter. You know, so we had a squirrel, we had the Knoxville Bear, we had serpents, we had rabbits. You know, Peter Rabbit, Bunny Rogoff.
Right. Lizard.
Lizards. We had every kind of animal. Every kind.
Flyboy.
Yeah.
Do you think of any other notable ones?
Well, we had Tangle Eye.
Okay.
You know, he looked at you like this, talking to you, and he's like looking this way. You want to play some 9-ball? He's looking over there, but he could play. And the nickname Tangle Eye described him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we had a guy, you know, in spots, not necessarily Johnson City, but I had a guy that I caught in Anaheim, and they sent me there to play him. His name was Square-Headed Frank. And you could find him in the room easily, too. You know, he was that obvious. Yeah, we had everything.
Yeah, so the names depicted the people pretty well. That's funny.
Yeah.
What was yours?
At first, I was called Buffalo Danny. That never stuck. You know, I'm from Buffalo. I never had a nickname that stuck. They called me Buffalo Dandy. Then I was called Wonder Wop. You know, but none of it stuck. So I'm Danny D. If you want to call it a nickname, that's it, Danny D. And I remember your father scolding everybody.
Yeah, it's me, I'm sure.
No, I don't. You're bragging now.
I don't remember. I met Joe Namath there too, so it was quite a place to be.
Yep.
In those days. Yeah, I remember meeting you and Billy and a lot of you guys. And a lot of you guys came to Myrtle Beach too, and I met you there.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Keno board, and Dad used to pack the Keno board.
Yeah, fly with it.
That's amazing. And played knock poker. Did you play him knock poker? Or you just stuck to pool?
No, I didn't mess with that game. He brought it to Florida and couldn't use it in my pool room. It was gambling paraphernalia, so we couldn't use it. But he was, whatever you needed to do with it, he did it. You know, he was good. And he loved being around the pool players, and he loved beating good players.
Yeah. You know. That energized him for sure.
Oh, it did.
So tell me about the longest match you know about, whether it's Dad or anybody else.
There in Johnson City, Craig Stevens came there one year and he said he's going to bust every player. Anyway, what he did is he stayed up 4 days, and people he played and gave weight to in the first day, the fourth day they would give him weight because he was dingy by that time. Right. Craig Stevens, character. And he had one hustle that he did. He could jump right over a pool table. And the last time he did it, he landed and hit his hip on the table and broke his hip.
Oh,
That was
no.
the last time he tried it. But
Greg or Craig?
Craig
Craig
Stevens. Craig Stevens.
Wow. 4 days.
We had characters. Then we had Detroit Whitey. We had Boston Shorty. Like you
remember.
say, everybody had a nickname. Pittsburgh John. You know, really all had nicknames. Johnson City days.
Yeah.
But it comes and goes, and you know, and it isn't that long ago. You know, it's you know, when you think about 40 years ago, and it's so vivid in your mind that it ain't so long ago, and it's scary that it's not.